Hi, it's Todd Baker, and welcome to another edition of The Prosperous Agent, a show in which I help you and a community that helps each other build their business with best real estate practices. And today is October 22nd, 2012, and I'm broadcasting once again, as usual, from my home office here in Prosper, Texas. And, last week's show, I talked about the amazing secrets of the mega producers and based on my experience in sales mastery. And so this week I thought we'd dig down and start sharing one of the practical tips. There's going to be a lot of these coming. This is something that you can get immediate business from, and it actually came from Coach Tom Ferry. A lot of you know who he is. He's a fantastic coach, probably the #1 real estate coach in the United States, and he spoke at Sales Mastery. And basically what it is this is an email that you send out to internet leads in which the prospect did not leave their phone number. And we all know that happens quite a bit. And I know most of you, not all of you listening to this, get some form of internet leads, even if it's off your own site occasionally, or you participate in a more robust campaign. So what you want to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and read the script, although I'm going to attach it on today's show notes, okay? Basically, it's as simple as this. Thanks for the inquiry. I'm here to help. What's the best way for us to connect? Cell or text is best for me. Give your cell phone number, and I am available now. And in the subject line, put favor, ? And send that out. I got to tell you, I tried that the very first day I was back on one of our internet lead sources, and I literally sent it out, started working on something, and boom, an email popped up, and it was a response with a phone number. And I called the person back and ended up starting a pre-approval process for myself and on behalf of my agents that's working on that particular file. And that's all from this lead. Now, just so you know, this was tested by Zillow. Not necessarily a huge advocate of Zillow, but they do a lot of business. They definitely know what they're doing on the internet, that's for sure. And they're the ones that tested this, and this is the one that got the highest response. So you should be using it. The second thing is you could use similar language to get your other prospects to call. Okay, you could put favor ? Haven't heard from you. I'm here to help. What can I do to help ? Or how can we connect? And basically do the same message. I've actually used it on host prospects so that I do have their phone number, and it's prompting calls. So it works great. It doesn't mean that if you have 10 internet leads, you're going to send it out and get 10 calls. But if you have 10 internet leads with no phone numbers, you send it out and get 2 calls, and you get into a good conversation. That's a big deal and will help you increase your chances of getting business. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is another little system tip I want to share that I started implementing with fantastic results. One of the challenges that I've been hearing when I go out and speak to real estate agents, I do a lot of speaking at title companies and offices and whatnot, is lately it's the new challenge is, hey, we have so many buyers and no listings. And we all probably, everyone listening to this says, yeah, that's true. But really that's a blessing. When the flip-flop is true, I hear people complain, oh, it's easy to get a listing, but there's no buyers. The reality of it is Gary Keller said that a true agent has a triangle in their business. Listings, buyers, and prospecting. You don't have to make it any more complex than that. So it's a blessing to have a ton of buyers. But when you're doing that, you also need to have team building and systems. And some of you might not be able to build a huge team, but you can definitely take advantage of systems. So here's a quick tip for Outlook templates. Now, Outlook has a feature that's really simple. So you can take this email I just showed you or any other email that you do repetitively, okay, whether it's your initial contact email, any kind of follow-up, anything you do repetitively. In fact, a good idea is to journal your day for about a week. Look at the things that you're doing over and over again. Find out, hey, how can I respond to these? And then turn around and build these templates. There's a screenshot video that's linked to the email that's going out with the show today, and the show notes that actually shows you how to set it up. It's very, very simple. You simply go on, you do a new email, you go on, you put in there the subject line, you can put any attachments, which is really cool. You write it out, you spell check it, you make it the way you want, and then you save it as a template. Now, when you hit Save As, it'll pull up, and you pull a drop-down menu and save it as a Microsoft template. Now, the trick is, and here's the big trick, is that it wants to save it in some crazy obscure file by default. but you don't have to save it to that file. It's called templates, but you'll never find it again. That's the problem, all right? So what you do is you make another folder on your desktop under My Documents that says templates or whatever you want to name it, and put it in there. Save it there. Then when you're ready to do, so say you have 10 prospects you need to send this email out to, you simply go to that folder, double click when the template pops up, auto-populate the email, and bam, out it goes. And there's even auto-responders you can do around that as well. Auto-responders have rules, and they have to be very specific subject lines. But just to immediately take one little step to up your game, that's huge. And then I'm going to finish off with this. I was listening to Darren Hardesty. He's the publisher of Success Magazine. He also spoke at Sales Mastery. And I was listening to some of his bonus material that I got last night about what highly successful people do. And what he was talking about, he used like Donald Trump and Ross Perot and Branson, who's the, I think the Virgin Airlines, excuse me. And he was talking about Branson. They tried to get him to speak. And his speaking fee had been, let's say, call it $200,000. They said, no, he can't do it. So they said, well, okay, fine, we'll give him $300,000. And they declined. So they offered him $500,000. And I'm paraphrasing the story a little bit. But basically, they kept offering him more and more money. So they said, here's $500,000. And the response came back as no. So they finally asked why. And they said, well, he's focused on three strategic things right now. And speaking for money is not one of those things. And the point is Darren Hardesty had been in real estate, and he at one point figured out that whatever made him money is what he wanted to do, and all the busy work noise he needed to delegate out and build systems around. And once he did that, he became almost overnight the top producing agent in his office. So it's great advice. Think about system buildings. Here's a couple quick tools to help you in your business this week. I hope you really enjoyed this. I hope you'll share this with a friend. Look forward to meet with you again next week. And you have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.